Hi and welcome to this bonus video of our 28mm American Civil War project this week. You may recall in our last video earlier in the week that I'd shown you the two cavalry regiments in front of you, and I just talked about roughly about what we were doing with them, and I went through the basing recipe with these troops to keep it consistent with the rest of the army that we've already painted up. Again, I think I said back in the last video, if I bring this guy into shot here a second, this was a guy we already done in the last lot of updates we've done on the American Civil War infantry, so one of the brigade commanders, and as you can see it does match in quite well, as I said in the previous video. But I was sat here after making the video and putting that together, come up with a cup of tea as you normally do, and I was sat looking at the bench and how am I going to represent the horse holders, the dismounted infantry, to give it that immersion on the tabletop. The one thing I like about wargaming and seeing battles on the table, it's not necessarily just the spectacle of the battle, it's the little things. So horse holders, things like that, is a part of these guys dismounting, and I like to see that on the table and represent that. But also, how do I represent the rest of the unit being dismounted and still form as a fighting unit? Now, the Wargames rules that I use for playing American Civil War is Pickett's Charge, and more recently I'm playing this hallowed ground. I also play Black Powder on occasions, but mainly it's Pickett's Charge and this hallowed ground are the rules I play. So I needed something that would represent a dismounted unit in those types of rules. So I was sort of thinking about it. I have a few figures already, but before we get into that I've ordered in 4 boxes of Perry Miniatures ACW 121. So I'll just bring them into shot a second. So here we have it then. These are the Perry Miniatures ACW 121. And so they're all the same, so I'll just show you one pack so you know what. These are the command pack of Perry Miniatures. So as you can see here, their usual box of their fluffy stuff in there that sticks like crap to a blanket. As you can see, I'll just get these figures out on the table. Perry Miniatures are always great. I mean, their range of American Civil War I think is superb. I've always liked those miniatures, that miniature line. So I'll just pop them out of the way a second. Well, I'll take these out of the way because as I said they're all the same, so yeah, you've seen one, you've seen them all, sort of thing. Okay, so let's get them all together and have a look at what we've got here. Okay, so that's the banner there. There's him and him there. That's the bugler, and then you've got some NCOs. Right, okay. So, here's guys, a couple of NCO figures, bring them into shot. So they're nice miniatures, nice sort of sculpting, and again with their sort of their shell jackets open, sort of flowing, and that looks really nice. So they look cool. This guy looks like he's sort of a corporal or just a trooper, which is quite handy. Again, looks really nice. I paint that really well. And again, another one. A few little worms and little bobbles and that on them, so soon take them off and clean that off. They look quite cool. And then you've got the bugler. It's going to look nice when he's done. Banner pole there. Oops, let's take that off and out of the way. Pop that there. There's the trooper, and they'll have the banner pole on him. So again, I'll talk about the banners and the guidelines in a second. And then the officer. Now, obviously, this guy's got a hat on. I say my guys in there have got hats on, so makes that a lot easier. And I'm talking about the dismounts in a second. So that's the figures to the command bases themselves. And as I said, all 4 packs are exactly the same. Now I'll bring in the dismounted figures I've already got and sort of talk about the dilemma and the thought process I've had of doing some basing for them. So here we have it then. This is the dismounted figures I already had. I've already painted up a little while back, and obviously is under here there's one of the packs of the ACW 121 Cavalry command packs. Now the brigade that we've chosen to do for our Union force at the moment is with the 1st Brigade of the 1st Division's Cavalry at Gettysburg. So this is Buford's division, and it's representing Colonel Gamble's brigade. So in the brigade there was 4 regiments. They were the 8th, the 12th Illinois, the 3rd Indiana, and the 8th New York. Now, flags for these guys, I remember I talked about obviously just getting in contact with McDonald or GMB and seeing who does what. Well, look, subsequently again, since my last video, GMB do the flags that I want for this brigade. So I managed to pick up I've ordered the brigade flag for Colonel Gamble, and obviously that will be a white guidon with a cross swords and that on him. And then I've also ordered the representative flags for the regiments, which will come with obviously a Stars and Bars guidon and a miniature state banner. Now, instead of ordering up, because obviously there's 2 Illinois regiments there, and instead of ordering up, so just using the guidons, what I've decided I'm going to do is each regiment will have, so like this regiment here will have the guidon with the Stars and Bars, and then the foot unit will have the banner, for the state banner and that. So again, representing for the both units, and that way it saves me buying double sets of flags. And the same with the other regiment. And then the other ones I would do, the Indiana and the New Yorkers, very similar process for that. Basing wise, as you look at them in front of you, you can see that I wanted to, this is how I've gone with it now. I want to represent the unit dismounted on the tabletop, and again having the horse holder. Now the only thing I'm going to change with the horse holder here at the moment, that's on a 60mm round base. I am going to put it on an 80mm round base. I did toy with a oval base, which is just over, just picking that shot and bringing this guy here over here. But I just felt like to get it to represent the figures all the way around the guy, I needed such a wide base, it just looked a bit cumbersome on the tabletop. So I've elected a round base again, just as I say, the horse holder base is a token really, but you'll see in a minute why I want to represent the numbers, so to speak. But yeah, so it'll be an 80mm round base, not a 60, so that will get a little bit bigger. Numbers of figures, well, as I said, the cavalry regiments here are 12 figures in the regiment, and I want to represent that when they're dismounted on the tabletop. So what I'm going to go for is 3 figures per base, and then the 3 riderless horses here being held by the horse holder is the other 3 guys from the regiment. The other guy here on the horse holder base is technically a token. But figure wise, what I'm going to do is, I'm one of those sticklers for not having figures left over. I don't know about you guys, but you know, you buy a pack of figures and you're like, I'm going to use 2 of them, 4 left, and you think, oh no, I've got to use them all. So what I've decided to do is I've got 12 normal troopers, and if I take out the figures, so set up the command first, so the command base will have the banner bearer, the officer, and say the bugler on one base, like so. And then these guys will get divided up amongst the other bases, and you take out 3 of the miniatures there, 3 miniatures of the other one, and you divide them into the other 2 regiments. That's all you'll need to play, and then you've used every figure from the boxes you've bought, etc. And I think, you know, on the tabletop, when you see that deployed, dismounted, you'd have obviously your horse holder set back a little bit from there, and then these guys, I'll just move these out of the way a second to give you an idea. Those set back a little bit. I think that will look really, really cool. But as I said, that's just musings at the moment that I'm going with. And as I said, I just sat here sort of thinking about it. I thought I'd just get a camera on and have a look and just sort of talk to myself about it really. But yeah, I think that looked good. Like I said, 80mm base on the horse holder, and then these 3 oval bases for the troopers. And again, that represents the percentage of horse holders from the regiment that when they're dismounted, and obviously your troopers out the skirmish line. So there we go, that's just a little bit of amusing really. I was sort of say, just sat here just looking at it, pondering it all week, and yeah, just thought, well, I'll make a video and see what people think. So that's my thoughts on the cavalry at the moment. As I said, this is just a little update to see where we're at with it and what we were doing since the last time I've shown you the cavalry. But there you have it guys, I hope you've enjoyed listening to my ramblings on creating basing and units and some of the thought process that goes through my mind building forces and building armies and for playing games. This is just some of the things that's whirling around in my head all the time, and that I'm one of these sort of people. Like I said, immersion is everything, and making it look right on the tabletop is again what I'd like to see. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you sort of like the ideas of what I've come up with. And until next time, guys, I hope you're staying safe and happy wargaming.